Ladies and gents, we enter the second round in Gold League, and this is a big one. We've got Saymyname here in the red. Saymyname, he took one game from his opponent Ganji in the first rounds, but that one game that he was able to win was on this very map and this very matchup. Jungle Swamp, he went Magyar's first pick, and Lewis also went Mongol's first pick. Saymyname has been a pro since 2005, which is 20 years, and Lewis has only been alive for 22. So when Lewis was in diapers, Saymyname was playing Age of Empires 2. Now, I don't know exactly how level he was in 2005, but it's pretty crazy dynamic. That will repeat itself in Gold League and potentially even Platinum League. So really fun to see. Lewis is a great open map player. I would expect him to like this map, especially when there's this much hunt. I can't really double click them all easily, but I think there's like 200 deer on this map. Okay, never mind. There's 92, but that's a lot of deer, and he's got the fastest hunt civ in the game. So I think Lewis has the better civ here. It's interesting. So Saymyname won that game against Ganji. I was actually watching that game from my dentist chair, and I didn't tell my dentist this, but I remember thinking, there's no way that Saymyname should ever win against Mongols on this map, especially after the start Ganji had. But then he ended up getting 12 kills and like one loss at the start, and Ganji struggled. So the Saymyname will be very comfortable, I feel. There's also water in the middle on this map, so occasionally you can see some hybrid approaches here. But I don't know if we'll see that. Well, actually, with 4 on wood, I think Lewis will actually do that. I think you should do it if you're Mongols. The fact that you can have more on, like, faster food income from hunt means you can have an extra villager on wood to be able to justify the dock. But yeah, dude, Saymayname's not going to do that crap. Saymyname is just going to go scouts and aim to kill, and that's kind of what the Magyars are known for, right? Is Lewis pre or post 2000? Well, if he's 22 years old, then he was born in 2003, right? So that would answer your question. I didn't actually confirm that with Lewis. Liquipedia doesn't say. But yeah, my understanding is he's early 20s. So I like the potential wall off right now for Saymyname. Probably will take these berries and wall to the edge. This is not a map where you're going to have a massive variety with openings, so both players are expecting a scout rush here. So Saymyname will just push in each and every deer. But both players lost 2-1 in their opening round. The loser here will be in potentially a relegation battle, right? Whoever can win this series, though, will be feeling very good about life. We've got 20 bucks on the line per win. Lewis has a lot of vills in queue. It almost feels like a fast castle from him. But he could easily cancel the vills here. It could just be nerves. But yeah, 20 bucks per win as he cancels some of those vills. And then obviously every win counts. So it's always a play all three. Special shout out to those that are watching later on Extras on YouTube. I do look at the comments in every single Extras upload. There's always someone who's like, T90 is ruining my productivity and with life. I've also seen a lot of spoiler blockers. So people, it seems like a race on the comments. Someone wants to be the guy that blocks the potential spoilers. So part of this terrain is walkable by scouts. So the middle area isn't, but all the lily pads are. Don't ask me how that's possible. I feel like realistically a horse should fall into the water there, but Saymyname not checking this. I think that will change. I think this is still an early round issue. Remember, Saymyname, he's not near as active anymore. What is that? A random half farm is just generated there. That's kind of funny. Almost like that's supposed to be a shorefish or something. But anyways, my point is like, this is something that you absolutely need to check. But Saymayname's 35 years old, and he just shows up and he just plays these days. He's not training. He just shows up. It's amazing how consistent he can be at the high level. But, like, well played from Lewis to adapt his build. This feels like something that's absolutely helpful for him on top of the hunt he already has. And the only experience Saymyname had on this map before was when he played against Ganji in the same matchup, and Ganji didn't go for the dock. So, Saymyname just wasn't expecting this. He will find Lewis is still taking some of this hunt. And Lewis will drop the stable. So Saymyname should be slightly faster to that first scout. But the way you should view this is, if Lewis doesn't take losses, this should be amazing for him. What he won't have is Magyars and the free forging upgrade. So he will need to eventually build a blacksmith and invest 150 food to match that. And his base is also a lot more open. So Saymyname is going for the simpler approach, which could easily pay off in some way. Saymyname sees the stable now. He didn't actually see the wood line, which is interesting. And he still doesn't have any vision on that water. So I don't know specifically for TTL Gold, but Lewis is a player who qualified through Silver. And even I played a random game with him. I saw he was in queue, and I was just like, hey, you want to play a migration game? And he was down, and then reached out to me afterwards, like, hey, do we want more? Do you want to play more Migra games? So I know he did a lot of preparation to get through Silver. And now he's in Gold. So I don't know if it's been the same for Gold. For now, Saymyname still just getting those walls down. No horse collar for the farm. So if this is a really long feudal age, it could potentially be an issue. And now Saymyname sees the dock. So now he's probably like, oh, shoot. The thing is, though, what do you do against that? Lewis has just been waiting for Saymyname to arrive. Does research forging now. And that's not too bad for Lewis. He gets a hit on the scout. Spearman stays alive. I like the approach. Just matching the opponent. Look at the difference in res collected. It hasn't been an aggressive opening from Lewis, but who cares? As long as he's able to track his opponent. I also think he might have researched Town Watch here. So now Saymyname, he probably won't expect the opponent to have forging as well, so he may take fights thinking that he's in the better position, but he hasn't really hit these scouts at all from Lewis. So Lewis heavy on numbers. Lewis now getting armor as well. Very nice transitions. And also still taking hunt and also adding farms. I think that's important. Like, what you don't want here is you don't want a situation where your hunt runs out and then you have 500 wood and you have 0 farms. You're still going to need farms here. Walls are up for Saymyname. He still has a bit of hunt here, but like I said, Mongols would be first pick. I also was surprised to see that it was Magyar's first pick from Saymyname. I think maybe there could be some better civs as counters, and Lewis is going to run in? This is crazy from Lewis. He runs past the TC. He runs into his opponent's base. Saymyname doesn't have spears ready, and this is completely caught Saymyname off guard. That's a crazy play from Lewis. I really thought he would back up there. Uh-oh. There's a gate, though. There's a bit of a trap here for Saymyname, but who's actually getting trapped here? I think this fight is still better for Lewis. And Lewis will kill the scouts. It's 6-1 KD for him. There is a dock now from Saymyname to kill the fish. But we're past that point where the fish really matter now. Only thing is Lewis hasn't killed villagers yet. But he's being extremely patient in sniping these spears. I think at this point you just need to take some vills. Snipes the villager. Maintain some great map control here. And yeah, this is the type of patience you tend to see from the best players in the world, right? Not going for the kill to get the vills, but just hoping the opponent will invest more into defense so you can maintain that map control. A little sloppy there. He did struggle. And in the end, he'll lose his fish. But I still think losing the fish is completely fine here for Lewis. I don't even know if you need to fully contest this. There's not a lot more fish remaining in the middle. Maybe there is. Now, for Saymyname, I guess it could have been way worse, right? Like, he ended up losing 1 villager there. He does still have some good farming eco. Look at Lewis's villager queue. This is just nerves, guys. This is just nerves. Look at him cancel those vills. Look at his food count rise. That's crazy. He had like 12 vills in queue. So now his resources are looking good for Castle Age. Saymayname's got a better balance with his queue, and Saymayname's still only 60 in the bank. I don't think that Lewis is trying to hide his score there, Eli. I think that's just someone who's a little bit nervous and focused, super easy to overqueue Vils. But next level thinking from Eli in chat. Almost feels like a natural situation for archery ranges to drop for Saymyname. He is on gold already. But yeah, this has just been a perfect opening from Lewis. Again, like, Saymyname, he's at the stage of his career where he's gonna work with what he's comfortable with. We also saw Huns picked for cross, for example, so that's another example of it. But I feel like if Mongols are played perfectly, they're very hard to beat here. And Magyars isn't necessarily one of the civs that comes to mind for me that could beat it. I actually really like the Hindustanis a bit more than the Magyars. I like banning Mongols. I mean, if your opponent has first pick, I like banning Mongols. I would also say Persians could be really solid. But I think that the map with the most hunt in the whole map pool, you need to ban out Mongols most likely. And then it's Magyars versus something else at the very least. But yeah, it comes down to... Saymyname won this matchup before. Lewis had an opening with the fish moon that his opponent wasn't expecting, and Lewis did a very nice job getting those upgrades in. Again, at this point, I don't think the fish necessarily play a huge role, because there's enough food eco elsewhere. It looks like I missed a villager snipe here. I think this scout sniped a walling villager. So Lewis not really maintaining a ton of control over the game right now. The scouts are actually coming this way from Saymyname. Could potentially break through again. This could be where it starts to maybe slip away a little bit for Lewis here. I mean, these are still Magyar scouts. It's still more scouts from the opponent. His spears are actually on the front side, so now he's bringing them over. He's massing cav archers now. Saymyname will kill another Vil. And those are just some turkeys and some spears, but nice job from Saymyname, both on water, but also on land. 5-1 eco KD. Definitely putting Lewis under some pressure here. Feel like the scouts will just back away now. And Saymyname making some fires and some demos. Again, I don't expect the water to really be play a massive role from here. And now Lewis is going cav archers. And 3 ranges. While we've got ranges going up for Saymyname, but he's still 50% of the way from Castle Age. Just crazy macro difference. So yeah, I mean, what's your option now if you're Saymyname? First off, you need to be fully walled. These villagers are all over that. You might need to try 4 ranges here. It's tricky, man. Thing is as well, like, that was the... Saymyname just used a demo against a 1 HP fire galley. But, the Magyars do mass cav archers faster, but they don't fire as fast as the Mongols. Love the 3 range approach here from Lewis. Many people might have gone for 2. But one way to ensure that you completely take map control here is to really go for it. This looks problematic for Saymyname. Let's see what Saymyname chooses to do with this. Units could go through. He'll drop a range to damage control. He will start to mass cav archers, but he's completely off of gold here. Lewis is making this impossible for Saymyname. I think if Saymyname could try anything, maybe it would be skirms from here. The skirms don't exactly give you control back over the game, though. Are those scouts inside of the... Oh, no, the palisade wall had gone down. Oh, God, and the units are in. This is over, dude. This is over. Remember, both players are on 1 win right now in the group stage. Looks like Lewis is about to beat a 2. Great Vil snipes. The only thing that Saymyname is sending is cav archers. And Saymyname now is probably just like, man, what more could I have done here? Lewis he didn't take many losses in early feudal age against the Magyars. He took advantage of the hunt. He added the fish. He's now dropping TCs. And Saymyname is... I guess is... Okay, he's going to call the GG. That makes sense. It's just kind of funny how many villagers had nowhere to go right now. It's completely and utterly surrounded. And Lewis gets the first win. Pretty big one there. Again, I really think this just comes down... Like, I think not banning Mongols, and I think picking Magyars first just comes down to the fact that Saymyname played this matchup, and he won the matchup in his first series. Even there, I was surprised, because I feel if Mongols are played correctly on a map with this much hunt, Mongols should dominate. So maybe Saymyname has Ganji to blame for this, because Ganji maybe threw a little bit when this matchup was played against Saymyname. Maybe Lewis has Ganji to thank. Hopefully Ganji doesn't hear me say that. I was super well executed from Lewis, right? It's easier said than done to execute perfectly, even if you have a good civ for it. Research Town Watch early, so he wouldn't be surprised by anything, which is a really underrated move. And so anytime the scouts showed up, there were scouts waiting, and he even got more upgrades. And also the dive into Saymyname's eco was really smooth. Really well played. All right, so considering the narrative around Saymyname is that he's a player who is, older and doesn't necessarily train a lot, it could be considered a bit of a surprise to see him pick Evacuation here. Evacuation was a map that was just created and released last year. And it's a map that I'm in love with, mainly because it's one of my babies, We had a great game when LAN played Target in another group, where we saw Lithuanians and forward spears and skirms as the strategy, because you're so exposed when you're fighting from your starting area. But per the name of the map, eventually you do need to evacuate to where there's better areas for resources. But that area is just far enough away where you don't typically see people do it in Dark Age. So Malians, very flexible. With wood savings, which is great on a map where you would spend a lot of wood with the hybrid approach on water and on land. And then Italians are a great water civilization with cheap age ups. I remember seeing Italians many times. Italians also have one of the best late games. So I think what I've seen from Italians in the past is double dock galleys to just win water. That would make sense. And then I think the Malian player would make sense for them to try and go land in some way. But this map is super hard to play, guys. We get used to players being very clean, but this is like 3 times as hard to play as the previous map. Things can get very messy. And you encounter situations you don't on other maps. So I do think this kind of comes down to what's your grit like if things get crazy. But then also, how many games have you played on it? How many times have you experienced whatever situations you may come across? So Dixon Lell says, T90, would humans be any good here? Well, first off, Dixon, I don't think I'm ever going to say your name again, because that's a little risky when people can clip me. So I might just call you D from here. Humans would not be very good here, because the second TC needs to be funded. I guess in theory, well, let me put it to you this way. At a high level, it would be punished, I think. But at any other level, I actually think it could be really good. A second TC here on the food and another area of the map could actually be quite nice. So we'll see. Lewis pushing in some deer to get a bit of extra food. His dock is going up towards the north now. And then Saymyname is also building a dock in a similar area on the other side. Remember, the starting area is cracked terrain, so your buildings melt so much faster against like siege pushes and whatnot. So now, if you're worried, you will be up against the galley approach, as we have all these cows brought home from Saymyname, so he's clearly done his homework to scout out there. Lewis is doing the same, but he's also pushing deer. I've seen players go forward dock before. So bringing a villager over here, for example, and dropping a dock to try and put heavy pressure on the opponent's fish could be an option. I'd like that for the Malians. But if you're adding a second dock, you are delaying your barracks and your archery range, which is also pretty typical here, so. Oh my god. Apella, thank you for gifting a sub. I'm not going to read the name of the person who just received that sub. It's different. If they subscribed, maybe then I have to read the name. Those are the rules. But I'm not going to go out of my way to read that name right now, okay? Please mention the recipient. No, I'm not mentioning the recipient. But thank you for the gifted sub there, Apello. Thank you very much. Lewis about to click up. There is going to be a difference in how much food is underneath his TC. He'll bring in an extra cow. He did push in some deer. But he doesn't have the 5 cows, 2 goats that Saymyname has. And Lewis will go up a little bit faster. This all makes sense because it's cheaper for him to do so. And Saymyname spots his dock. Lewis moving out here to place lumber camp number 2. And then he will probably take gold next to the TC. And there's only 4 tiles of gold near your TC. There is some extra gold and relics through the middle, but obviously very exposed. So this is a pretty tight build here for Lewis. Like, he can't even afford the mining camp without delaying a second dock. And then Saymyname, similar. It seems like essentially the same build so far. And I would imagine he'll place the second dock here in a second. If it's the same build, I think I would prefer the Italian player, at least long term. I think where Malians can shine, though, is when they switch into something other than water, which may happen here. But yeah, I'm really proud of this map. So forgive me if I occasionally just pat myself on the back for it. I don't want to be that guy. Also, Lewis is going to be that guy. He thought about it anyways. He could steal a lot here. Look at all this food. Lewis is like, what's up? There's a new meta, and the new meta is stealing stuff from underneath the TC. There's just not enough vills here. If you go for a hybrid build, you don't have enough vills underneath the TC. Nice job there from Saymyname to at least keep some of them. And now Lewis also sees the archer... he sees the barracks. Knows there will be an archer range. Over here, Saymyname scouts the fact his opponent's on wood. So what you need to scout right now if you're Lewis is you need to find out if the archer range is over here. You need to find out if the opponent's built a second dock. The fact he hasn't done that is a little surprising. But again, super difficult map to play. Okay, so he'll see the range. It's still just 1 dock, actually, from Saymyname. And it is 2 docks from Lewis. So in theory, if Lewis continually produces out of both docks, he will win water. But that's only in theory. He can't actually afford to do that right now. Lewis still trying to lame. Scout has played a massive role in undoing some of that hard work. But that will probably end now because there's a spearman around. And so range will be in the middle for both of them. Now, I think that Lewis and any player who plays this map off this type of build really need to consider walling to the shoreline. If you watched Hidden Cup 5, you'll remember that was something players who are the most successful here did. It prevents the archers from passing across that crossing to get to your area. This is a crazy wall. Wasn't expecting that one. Saymyname starting to struggle a little on water, but he's repairing. Bringing in another ship now. And Lewis has to pay close attention to that, which he will do. He gets pushed away, though. Scout is now attacking Lewis. Lewis is not paying attention to this. There's too many attack notifications to deal with, and so he loses a Vil. Well played. That's our first kill. Very well done there from Saymyname. Still exposed out here on the wood line for both players. And pretty close game. Well played from Lewis. You could tell he's definitely thinking about the wall we were talking about. I think that opens up a lot of possibilities. But look at the wood count right now for Saymyname. Lots of different ways to potentially spend that. We could see a mill over here on the berries and the hunt. We could see a blacksmith, which he already has, and he's already getting fletching now. Lewis is not getting fletching. He's making skirms to counter this, which is great. But what's his scouting look like? He's walling here. He's going for some big walls over here. I guess he could eventually wall that up. But his scout isn't really being active enough to know what his opponent is doing. And, well, I take it back. He'll find this now, but is it too late to find this? Oh, God, his scout goes down. I don't think Lewis really noticed. And now his skirms are going this way. I think he tried to eject them back, and he's getting hit on the wood line. This is amazing for Saymyname. Remember, fletching is in, so he may end up losing his scout here, but these archers can get some great value. That's the third villager kill now for Saymyname, who's also still defending a little bit on water. Can't forget about that. And now Lewis's skirmishers are here to put an end to this, and Lewis should be able to kill those archers. So at least if Lewis can kill these archers, the opponent doesn't really have many more. But, you know, still the archers, there's nothing to stop the archers from going the other way. The only thing that's interesting now is I don't think Saymyname knows this wall is here. So Saymyname will probably think that he could walk through here and then get to the wood line, when in reality, he would have to go over the crossing. That's a lot of skirms for Lewis. And the archers might end up being a waste from here for Saymyname. Does see the Dockville. Lewis will send all the skirms to kill that archer. And now, yeah, these archers have been clicked beyond the wall because he doesn't know it's walled, and he wants to get to that wood line, and the wall from Lewis pays off, and Lewis kills every single archer. That's so good for Lewis. It's just so funny, dude. Like, Saymyname's such a good player, but he's not as up to tune on some of the things that people do or did, right? Like, did Saymyname watch Hidden Cup 5? Probably not. Is Saymyname talking to players who played Hidden Cup 5? Probably not. And now he goes this way. If he would have gone this way, he would have actually stopped the wall and been through. So good opportunities for Lewis now to stabilize. Nice army on the field for Lewis. And now Saymyname sending the army across the crossing. But, I mean, Saymyname's going to lose water here. Lewis has a lot more ships. Lewis actually recognizes pretty early he's ahead on water as well, and will add fish. I like Lewis's position a lot here. It'd be tough for Saymyname. Maybe the pathing, again, is weird. Like, if this is walled now... Yeah, look, I can tell you what happened. He clicked behind here. And so the only way for those archers... See them coming back? Yeah. The only way for the archers to get there is to go back towards the TC. So instead of pathing on the crossing, they path that way. And Lewis all over the fish. Lewis will be later to Castle Age. Saymayname's clicked up. Saymyname has some nice farming eco. He has the hunt. There's still a lot of things that can happen here. But he will probably not have water. Again, the pathing is really awkward for his units right now. And it will get even more awkward for Saymyname to move across this crossing if he doesn't have water control. So, it will be interesting. Lewis is up to Castle H. Did use the market a little bit for that. We'll aim for some walls now. Scouts will be here to attack the wall, so Saymyname is probably like, no way, did he actually fully wall this? The thing is, though, I think, like, this wall is so far from the rest of your base, you're gonna have to be extremely creative to keep the units out. And Saymyname's been patient. He waited to attack the walls until he had archers here. Saymyname will be able to add TCs and everything on this outer area. He also has walled. And now Lewis notices this. I think Lewis will not be able to keep these units out. He'll try with the market. The timing on this is so critical, but the units are just going to be through. And Lewis will be forced into a tower. Man, what a great game. Guys, the amount of time I invested into playing and watching other people play the various versions of this map to get at this point is just crazy. I think I spent from like 6 p.m. to midnight for like 4 weeks playing and watching Evacuation. Come the main event, I was actually kind of sick of the map a little bit. But the gameplay is so fun. There's so many different things that can happen, right? And it's been fun to watch this game so far. So, it's a perfectly balanced game because Lewis has an uncontested fish boom. He's got Navy to control this crossing, which if he's paying attention to, he should do more. But then Saymyname has lands control and is expanding to TC2 and TC3. So I think this game will go very late. I don't see a world where it doesn't. A nice job from Lewis to quickly re-wall that so reinforcements can't come in. Oh, God. T90 blind, dude. I completely missed this crossbow army. How did it get through? We'll have to go back and look at that. Remind me, please, later. 7 villagers killed by those crossbows. What a great find there from Saymyname. And Lewis panicked and made a militia. Yikes. Oh, man. The scouts are now pouncing on the skirms. There's more crossbowmen over here, but Lewis can defend here. It's well played from Saymyname. It would be crazy if he kills that monk, but he won't. Saymyname's crossbows killing another villager, man. Lewis felt like he could stabilize this, but he's been under a lot of pressure. Beautiful job from Saymyname. Lewis thought he was completely fine here with the walls. Thought he was good with the fish. The militia's gonna... Do you even kill the militia? Militia? Militia survives. All right, let's go. Look at the eco count. 45 to 51. 3 TCs for Saymyname? Really good. Like, map control, but not having water control could be a really big issue. Essentially, if Lewis camps this, Lewis shouldn't... Saymyname shouldn't be able to send vills from this TC over there. This would be a good time to maybe consider a bit of a siege push for Saymyname through the middle if you can't leave anyways. And there's the siege workshop now. Crossbows are moving out. You might be a little uneasy about placing this if you're Saymyname because the opponent has skirms. But Lewis, playing ultra defensive, doesn't really have his skirms in position right now. The last time the skirms were seen, there was only a few at home. I think Lewis was expecting to be attacked over here. There we go. Lewis has brought the fires here. That's smart. And there is actually going to be a sneak dock from Saymyname. This is the type of thing that players who've been playing for 15 years will do. New age pros don't do this stuff. They're more about the, like, optimized builds. And I think Lewis pretty much assumes he will have a free fish boom. There's gill nets now. Skirms are out. This could be an issue for Saymyname. Until the siege pops out, though. Nice shot from Lewis. And now Lewis also backs away, knowing that this could start to be a problem. And War Galley upgrade's actually in for Saymyname. And random fires are coming out to snipe the fish now. What a great game. He finds the fish. This should be really good for him. But if Lewis notices this, he can kill off these fires and keep his fish alive. Lewis needs to defend. Remember, buildings crumble on this crack terrain like 50% faster than any other type of terrain. So you could just get completely wiped out of this area so much faster than you would expect normally. Lewis did find this dock. And Lewis is well aware of this dock. Saymyname is still going to be producing there. And, ooh, Lewis gets hit. It wasn't too bad, though. The skirms are really weak, and he has a monk there to heal up. Feels like both players might want a castle. I think both players should go for outposting on this area, but so many different things to pay attention to. Lewis has a relic that I think he has clicked home, but he is walled. Or something. I don't know where that monk is going. I'll keep you updated. But he is going the wrong direction. I don't know if he was clicked home before the gate was completed or something. Probably won't pay close attention to that. He might make it. Dude, if that monk makes it home, that would be so funny. Lewis still has not lost his fish, but I think he's about to. Great job from Saymyname. Yeah, Saymyname will start to retake water. Retaking water is massive as well at this stage against the Italians. You can't just give the Italians full water, I think. And waiting till Imp does not make it much easier for the Malians here. Lewis's fish will start to crumble. The monk is now coming back. So Lewis realized it. So there goes the monk. Yo, thank you. Oh, God, I have to say his name. He subbed. Thank you, Dixon, for the 4 months. Sheesh. Yeah, guys, thanks for the support and love so far with TTL. What's up, Jabron Lames? Welcome back, man. 66 months. Appreciate it. Where's the castle gonna go? There's gonna be a forward castle, right? Look at the amount of siege units that are inside of this siege workshop for Saymyname. He's really waiting here. This is extreme patience. Lewis might get rocked right now, literally. Wow, I'm surprised that Saymyname didn't hop out there. Showing a lot of respect to Lewis's micro. Nice job again on water from Saymyname. I like the additional TCs. I like the way his farm count's looking right now. It feels like this should be his game. 4 mangonels available to use forward, and he's just still waiting. I think he's making some light cav thinking that Lewis will go for Redemption Monks. Meanwhile, Lewis will drop a castle here. I think Italians have a superior late game, especially on a map like this. So, even though Saymyname's in a great position right now, he still is under some pressure to apply damage. And where will his castle be? Feels like it could be a forward castle. And now the siege is popping out. Saymyname has retaken water somewhat. Still not fully, but still has that option. Will melt the barracks. Look how fast that barracks goes down. It's crazy. Lewis has to protect or fully abandon this area. And oh my goodness, Saymyname, do not place that castle. Well, he's very fortunate here. This villager will spot it. He won't be able to build that. He should notice that well in advance. But that is a crazy castle. It's right where Lewis decided to build the castle. Lewis defending. Lewis getting some really nice shots here. And this is maybe why Saymyname didn't have the confidence to move forward before. And now Saymyname will see this. Saymyname could lose all those vills. This could be great for Lewis. And Lewis is now dropping another defensive castle. He's worried. Could also deny a future castle if he adds a few more Genoese crossbow. But Saymyname, he could potentially dive with light cav right now to push this TC. Here he goes. The skirms go into the TC. The castle will be up for Lewis, and Lewis lands a really nice shot, and some good moments for Lewis here. He's got the potential to keep all of his army alive as well, hopping in and out of those TCs. And also, Saymyname's light cav can't really raid this side. Not to mention, light cav might not be a unit that's really that strong here. Lewis is up to imp. Lewis has given himself a really good shot here. What do Malians make here? What do you make against the Italians? Genoese crossbowmen can neutralize the cav. Lewis is also snagging relics. Lewis will have 3 relics there. I think you need to retake... It feels weird, but I think you need to go for, like, a bit more fires if you can. In combination with some Trebs and bombard cannons, maybe. Eventually, if you get to champions, I think champions could potentially be strong. And I like this. Having the potential to hit both sides is really good right now. Put Lewis under some pressure. Also think some core late game things are really valuable right now for Saymyname. He needs to snag these relics. Lewis being able to sneak away some relics from this area has been really good for him. The game is going to be less about relics than it is just overall map control and eco, but still. Here comes the evacuation from Saymyname. Can you imagine a demo on this crossing? Saymyname also walling this up. Smart move. Won't lose too much to the Genoese. But that's definitely part of Lewis's long-term comp here. Now, with fast chemistry, as Lewis will place a forward castle, Malians can play bombard cannon Treb through the middle. Lewis might end up just losing this area. Like, it doesn't really look like he's prioritizing this at all. And I don't blame him. He's fully prioritizing this area. Which, again, seems to make a lot of sense for me. Champion upgrades are coming in for Saymyname, but what a hold from Lewis. And skirms for Lewis. I guess it's not the most valuable unit ever, but maybe overextends a little. No, he's completely fine. He'll move back to the Genoese. And two-handed swordsman now on the way. So Malian champions have additional pierce armor. If you get full upgrades, they have 8 pierce armor. And so Genoese, they do bonus damage against cav. They don't do bonus damage against swordsmen. So it's kind of rare that you see champion as the opening with Malians these days. But this is the situation to go for it. And I think Lewis is thinking, oh my god, he's going Cav. What an idiot. I'm going to go Genoese. I think he's getting baited into prioritizing full Genoese. I don't know if Lewis is thinking about hand cannons at all. Lewis hasn't dropped archery ranges. Lewis just doesn't know, guys. He has no indicators that his opponent's going for champion. Maybe this. And Lewis, nice rewall there to prevent Lightcap from getting through. He should get some fire ships over there to deal with that. But yeah, Lewis needs hand cannons now. Lewis is definitely going to be surprised by this. And I'm sure after he sees it, he'll drop the ranges to go gunpowder. He already has chemistry, but he is not prepped for this at all. 3 trebs from Saymyname. Champion's about to complete. Armor's about to complete. And what everyone calls the champ Scarls are about to move forward now. Good luck with your measly Genoese crossbowman against this. You don't have a chance. And look at Lewis. He's like, oh, crap. I need the ranges. Now, let's see what Lewis can do here. I mean, he could still get to hand cannons. He correctly recognizes this castle will go down. He'll drop a bunch of fortifications here. I mean, if he can just wall this off, before you know it, he can have enough hand cannons to deal with this. Now, I think Saymyname is also going to push this area, so this is going to get ridiculous. But there should still be enough eco and enough space back here for Lewis to be completely fine, I think. What about Siege Onager for Saymyname, guys? Is that crazy? He also has lots of map control. Still needs some outposting to find more stones and golds, but still. He'll attempt to break through. Kind of important for Saymyname that he continues some type of push here, though, because this could stall out. Also, what the... The Treb shots are stuck in the air! I've only ever seen this bug one other time. I don't know what just happened, but the Treb shots are stuck in the air. They won't ever fall down, by the way. I saw that. I put that in a YouTube video at one point. And what was... I think it's because the building the Trebs are firing on went down? So they don't have a target now? Anyways, Champion's still attacking walls. Nice rewalling from Lewis. Lewis will be at 200 pop. But now over here, we have Trebs and we have Champions raiding from Saymyname. So Saymyname will be coming from all angles. But he still can't break through here. Oh, no, but Lewis! Lewis's bombard cannons! Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot for Lewis. Nice engagement there from Saymyname. He's now going into Cavalier. So think about it. He's taken out the castles from his opponent. Now his opponent can't make Genoese. And now Saymyname is going to switch back into Cav because Genoese can't really be a potential counter. I love that. I love this decision from Saymyname. Also, Lewis has a lot of houses here. Like, pop space is actually going to be a big concern for him. But now he has a timing to maybe push out. It's also crazy to me that Saymyname only has 7 on gold and he can't see these golds. Look at all the golds and stones around. So Lewis has a big timing here. But again, like, will Lewis actually sense that he needs Genoese again? I don't know. Saymyname will find the golds. He could also sell for gold. It's not like he should have any real worry there. But he doesn't have the Cavalier numbers. His champions have been spotted. His Trebs have to back off. Farimba's now on the way. That will be +7 attack on the Cavalier. There's not that many stables here. Oh my god, there's even cannon galleons here from Lewis. But Saymyname is redocking now. Champion raid. Lewis will drop another castle. Lewis took out the Trebs. Saymyname is struggling a little bit, but both players are struggling for very different reasons. Saymyname won't have a castle here anymore to make Trebs. And the champion raid, if they keep running into the back, they could probably do some decent things, but it shouldn't do too much because Lewis is tracking it. Look at the army from Lewis. I love how quickly he moved forward after defending that push. Saymyname could honestly use Cavalier against this. Saymayname's eco is unbelievable to mass Cavalier, but he's not actively producing. His Trebs here have been spotted. Lewis If he had the stone, he could just continue to creep forward with more and more castles, but he doesn't really have the stone yet. Champions did find some kills. Another castle in the back now. And so just like before, I think Lewis will have timing to see the Cavalier and realize what's coming. But he might lose a lot of ground before he realizes. Still no armor for Saymyname. Not imp armor anyways. Who's in the better position here, guys? I mean, Lewis is about to take out trebuchets with villagers. That's a good sign for him. But what could be an awful sign is that the Cavalier with +7 attack are about to loop around these hand cannons. Those hand cannons are not getting back home. The bombard cannons, the trebs, everything is exposed. Yeah, those hand cannons are gone, man. Say goodbye. Wave goodbye to the hand cannons. They'll get shredded. The trebs will get shredded. What a play from Saymyname. So, but still, like, Lewis... The thing is, he's got some navy controlled. He still has the time. Hand cannons actually did a decent amount of damage there. He's completely fine. I think Lewis is going to take this game. Like, now if Lewis gets... If Lewis is able to get Genoese out again, he's got 1, 2, 3 castles. He doesn't need this anymore. I think then you're at the spot where Saymyname is stuck. Saymayname's probably got one more chance. He needs to clear this up, which he just can't. And then he needs to push this castle back. He needs the middle of the map right now. Nice raiding there from Saymyname with the Cavalier. Saymyname still has all of this stuff. Like, he still has all the gold, the relics, and whatnot there available. But that's not as important. And the navy from Lewis slowly chipping away at that from the water. Lewis needs to make Genoese right now. You need to be on Genoese, Lewis. But maybe not. Maybe the hand cannons are just so good. It's still 17 attack. He's going to have like freaking 60 hand cannons. But now armor's in. Saymyname will look to pounce on the hand cannon. Saymyname's dropping a castle. Saymyname has his trebs here. Saymyname does still have a lot of gold. Farimba, man, the Cavalier are bumping into each other. They're not engaging half the time here. Farimba should make a massive difference. Trebs need to be repaired for Saymyname. Saymyname's castle completes. But Saymyname's pop is not good right now. Only 140 pop compared to Lewis's 177. Cavalier only for Saymyname. I don't think he can ever switch back into champion. Look at this. These fire ships are slowly killing everything that passes. 17 kills. It's because Saymyname is producing from that stable over there. Can Lewis hold and get a second win in this series, and it would be the third in the group stage. It feels like we've arrived to that point where the Italian late game is superior. And even just a mix of Genoese makes it so difficult for those Cavalier to justify engagements. Lewis is repairing. Lewis has his own trebs here. There's bombard cannons as well. Saymyname is in trouble. Dive now from the Cavalier. Lewis dropping some gates. Similar to what he did before. Very nice job. And Saymyname, looking at this right now, is probably like, what on earth happened? I had this game. I took him off of this area. I had such good control. But what a hold from Lewis. It seems like he's unbreakable now as long as this castle still stands. And it will, guys. The bombard cannon will snipe these trebs. Look at the amount of hand cannons. 53 hand cannons with 20 crossbow. You would need siege. You would need, like, onager against this. And unfortunately for Saymyname, it's probably too little too late. Because if you go onager now, Lewis is also stabilizing his eco and adding farms to get to Cav to snipe that. Skirms also, I mean, anything you can suggest to Saymyname right now, there's an obvious counter or available unit for the Italian player on the other side. Barracks going down. Push still continuing in from Lewis. And fires have 28 kills there. 28. Crazy. And one final castle for Saymyname on this side to hold everything. He's adding everything he can. He'll make more champions. He'll make more Cavalier. He's hoping the numbers will do it. Giving Lewis time to add more upgrades. What Lewis could potentially do is just raid this area with Light Cav now. All that farming eco's exposed. It's just a small thing, but I'd really like to see Lewis at least get elite Genoese crossbow. Kind of crazy, but he is pretty light on gold. This is the only gold he's going to be able to take now. There's only 8,000 gold left on the map. I guess if it reaches a point where there's no gold units, Malians could be superior here. But I don't know if it'll reach that point. That gold pile is enough for Lewis to fund the rest of the work that's needed here. Saymyname is trying to max up. Or max out, or max up, max down, whatever. Waiting for one final big engagement. But any unit he kills from Lewis would just lead to Lewis having 40 light cav. Look at Lewis's queue right now. I think Lewis realizes the situation. He knows he needs to be careful. Maybe backing up to the castle will add a lot. And as chat starts to tell me about how ineffective the Elite Genoese Crossbowman upgrade is, chat, you're right. It might be less effective. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, though. I don't think it's needed, though. The thing is, regular Genoese Crossbowmen still have crazy bonus damage. And GG called, at least I assume, immediately after the resign here. And Lewis wins. What a great game. And I think great drafting from Lewis to prepare for the late game on this map. Shows some experience. And also great adaptation because things got really difficult in this game. This was by no means a stomp. This was back and forth. Even like at this point, Saymyname still collected more resources. So then the question is like, what should Saymyname have done? And, well, let me back it up. I think Saymyname really struggled because of the walls. Lewis's walls and preventing Saymyname to raid him in the right spots was huge here. So, well played. I also think Saymyname maybe struggled a little bit with spending his resources. But, yeah, this is the GG moment. I see people saying, well, he had 10k resources in the bank. Well, first off, when you resign, all your res come back. So you don't actually, it doesn't actually show like that. And then if you have wood and food and 1,200 stone, what does that actually do for you? It doesn't do anything for you. This is not an early resign, in my opinion. But I'll say this. Well played from Lewis. I thought he was dead here, regardless of the civ advantage. The stone walling and the gates and the stabilizations here were very, very, very strong. I thought in early imp with the champions that Saymyname could maybe do something. And Nikov in chat says, I think Saymyname needed to mass bombard cannons while pushing. Only way. No. I agree. Yeah, bombard cannons is kind of what I was expecting, and he mainly went for trebs. Because at least with bombard cannons, you can use that against the hand cannons to push them back. I think that would have been a great option there for Saymyname. But a great game. That was so good. So Lewis gets the win. And now, game number 3 is Lewis's home map. A pretty sick situation for Lewis right now. See if Saymyname can turn it around. So Lewis up 2-0. But it's a play all 3. He goes for the melee. And here we have cross. And Saymyname. I would have to do a lot of digging to find the first time he's ever played this map. But it would probably go back to like 2010. This cross is a tournament map that's been a part of Age of Empires 2 well before 4 Lakes existed, which is just the DE version basically. There's fewer fish on this compared to 4 Lakes, so it takes a lot more skill to switch from pond to pond. I'd say, though, that the difference is when you have melee involved, and in 2025, if there was ever a map, if there was ever a civ where you might not switch to other ponds, melee might be it. Look at this. Like, if Lewis can wall into this corner, he's got so many wood lines. He could play very defensive, and he could drop fish traps everywhere. So I think, like, it's more of a standard open map here for Lewis. For Saymyname. He'll play open and aggressive, but if I'm Lewis and I see this map against the Huns, I'd probably wall up. And Lewis is more of a defensive player compared to many So he might take that opportunity. Saymyname is scouting the shorelines. Still has to decide on which area he wants to dock. It would be better for him to dock the north, just based on where Lewis is located, but he doesn't know where Lewis is located, right? What he might see, though... Oof, okay, he just missed that gold. I thought that would be important because if he knew about this gold, and his main gold, and this 4-tile gold, and then sees this gold... Is he going to push that deer? I think he's looking for his deer. He never found his deer over here. So he thinks these are his deer. And Lewis is like, bro, those are my deer. And now Lewis is going to be looking for his deer because he wants to push another deer. And Lewis is like, yo, that's mine, bro. What are you doing? And Saymayname's going to take the deer. Okay. So a bit of a deer heist. It's interesting that Saymyname used so many of his sheep to scout the shoreline. It's pretty smart, I guess. He was just super unlucky not to find any deer if he wanted to push in the deer there. And Lewis just found his right away. Lewis also using a sheep to scout this shoreline. Lewis docking the back. Docking the back, sorry. Sometimes my brain moves a little too fast. And I'll like combine two words. And it will be weird. Yeah, Saymyname loves to play open and aggressive. We'll see if he ends up getting that game here. I think scouts and then adapt. Eventually cav archers is how the hunts would want to play. But scouting even more important here than on evacuation. The previous game was crazy. It's obviously very different here, but you need to scout the corners. And then you need to scout the opponent's base. So... really big scouting map, which is actually why the fact that Lewis was able to push his deer pretty early so he could still have some time to scout is kind of nice for him. And he knows that there's no dock here because there would be a dock already. He'll now go to the north. He won't see a dock up here yet, so he should be able to easily know his opponent has docked to the east. And Lewis... we'll click up. You advance faster to the next stage with the melee. Saymyname will click up as well. And Saymyname working with a little less scouting intel, right? But yeah, lots of woodlines in the back for Lewis. But the problem for Lewis is... so you could easily look at this and be like, oh man, Lewis could wall. OP map. Look at these golds. 2 golds and the stone on the front is very exposed. Whereas the main golds and this gold and stone is just way easier for Saymyname to take. So it all kind of depends. I do think Lewis should utilize these walls, though. I think I'd prefer to have Lewis's map. 100%. And look, Lewis has scouted 3 of the ponds. He knows his opponent must have a dock on the other one. And a Ville's already on the way right now. Meanwhile, Saymyname just now moving out. But look at this, dude. Like... people are so resistant to build outposts these days. Like, most of the new age pros are like, no, I can't build a TC later. It's so bad. But, like, that outpost is sick. Lewis sees the dock. Now, will Lewis see the outpost? It's likely that Lewis's Ville will see the outpost, and he should try and dock somewhere far from the outpost. He really should go to the edge of the map anyways. No way, dude. No way, dude. No way! Lewis sneaking the dock. And Saymyname's outpost just doesn't give him enough vision. Now, with Town Watch, he would see it. And, oh, he sees it. Okay. Actually, hold on. He reached Feudal Age. So in Feudal Age, you get more vision from the outpost. Chesdon's terrible outpost, TBH. Nope, I think that's terrible from you and from me for forgetting the outposts get a little bit more vision. Very judgmental message. He says, I take it back. Yup, you looked like an idiot really fast, and so did I. Stable going up. So Saymyname should be fine there. And now we also have the dock in the north for Saymyname. And Saymyname, he runs into walls now. And that's not what you want to see if you're going for scouts. Again, the Malay player could just fish trap and not really need to switch to other pawns. And Saymyname just testing to see if Lewis is paying attention. Another scout's going to come through. So now 2 scouts for Lewis to deal with. Lewis still doesn't have his first spear out. So this is annoying from Saymyname, who also goes for a range. Lewis's villagers just still chilling over there. Scouts are in from Saymyname, but it will only be 2 scouts. So lots of work to do for Saymyname right now. Very close game. If Saymyname loses this, he will have 1 win and 5 losses in the group stage, which would put him in the bottom 2. We don't know what will happen elsewhere yet, but still, it'd be a really hard loss for him to take and stomach. Look at Lewis. Escapes with his Vil, re-walls there, and Saymyname does not know that Vil is headed out that direction. Could obviously find it eventually. And now Saymyname under pressure on his fish. This game is way harder to play for Saymyname right now. Lewis is he's such a good defensive player, man. I mean, we saw it in the previous game. He was able to wall up at an important time. Oh, no, Saymyname falling apart. We'll see if Lewis can save his fire. He doesn't save his fire. Still have the scouts to pay attention to. Still a lot to work with. A Vil from both headed to this side. There is a dock from Lewis. There will be a dock from Saymyname. And Lewis has his own archer range. Archers are already coming forward from Saymyname. But I don't know if he's going to be able to pressure this easily. Feels very difficult here. Ooh, this is interesting. Will Lewis notice this? Malay Dock Vision should show him that. Repairing still happening. Demo now from Lewis. Lewis! Boom! Lands the demo! It pulls the fire behind the other fire as well. That's very well played. Super smooth play from him. And he's already adding a fire galley here. Saymyname will see this dock as well. But do you guys know the let me in meme? That's Saymyname right now. His fish is under pressure. He can't break into his opponent's base. His opponent's Malay, who could just fish boom freely in the back later on. This is a problem. A big problem for Saymyname. Huns are great at playing open, but ideally the opponent is in an open position as well, and Lewis has taken this and run with it, man. Lewis will now snipe the archer as well. Saymyname is bringing archers this way. I was wondering if he was going to do that earlier for the other Vil, because I saw him do that before. This is smart. You don't want that repair Vil to be there. Vil will get sniped. Saymyname also needs to defend this. Lewis tossing away a lot of spears right now, but it's a very messy game. As long as he has the archer lead, that's all he's going to care about. Still doesn't have fletching yet. Saymyname does have fletching. And oof, the archers for Saymyname also go down on this side to that one fire. Tricky, tricky stuff. All the fish died here, by the way. No potential there. Struggle for Saymyname right now. Lewis is playing so good. And the thing is, it's like, you don't need to fish the other areas of the map with the Malay. With other civs, you might. But now, he can add fish traps here. And you have, like, your fish traps are cheaper and have 2,000 food on them. So, it's completely safe. You've stopped the opponent from fishing 2 of the other ponds. They're not going to be as good a position to fish trap. And Lewis about to get the 3-0. And unless things change here. The castle age time will be a little deceiving, just because he won't immediately be able to get upgrades on his army when he gets there. But you always have more Vils with Malay as well, because you spend less time researching the next age. It's just crazy, man. Yeah, what's the cost on a Malay fish trap? Is it like... I think it's like... Well, sorry, what's the discount? Not the cost. I think it's like... Okay, 33%, yeah. It's crazy to me that they're cheaper and then also have 2,000 food on them. It used to be infinite. They changed that like 2 years ago or something. It feels like it's stacking. I mean, I guess Japanese have stronger fishing ships and also have, you know, more efficiency. This is going to be so tough here for Saymyname. Lewis is playing this like a home map, right? Remember, Evacuation was Saymyname's home map pick. Lewis has played every game kind of like a home map. Evac was obviously very close. Saymyname had his chances. But with Crossbow and Bodkin in and still 45 seconds away from Castle Age for Saymyname, Lewis making a name for himself. Lewis is like, no, say my name. I'm not saying your name. I want people to say my name. And it'll be 3 TCs now. Vill count will be insane for Lewis. And Saymyname, desperate now, drops a tower. This kind of reminds me of game number 1 now, where he was just completely played off the map in the early stages. And then in early Castle Age, he had such big problems. The only thing I'll say is Lewis didn't actually win water here. So there's potential for Saymyname to recover in that area. Elite skirms on the way for Saymyname. He does have 8 skirms on the field, which should be good against 7 crossbowmen. So that should be solid. He should defend from this. He did lose another villager to the crossbowman here. We'll see how Lewis plays it now. Eventually, Karambit warriors could be sick. But I think for now, a siege workshop could be fine. And yeah, look at him stack those fish traps. Malay and maybe Japanese are the 2 civs where you could justify this. But Malay more so because of their other bonuses. Like, Japanese have such tanky fishing ships, and you save so much wood, so it still feels pretty... It just feels normal to try and take these other pawns. But with Malay, you're just kind of like, nope. And guys, right now, I want to take it back to the scouting from Lewis. That scouting from Lewis was top tier. To use process of elimination to know that his opponent had to be docked here, to immediately get there and immediately pressure was really sick. It immediately gave him the initiative. Yeah, Lewis did get gill nets as well. Unless I'm somehow remembering gill nets from game 2. But not adding a single farm right now. And maybe planning around some type of a castle here. Just in case. He doesn't see the siege workshops there from Saymyname yet. The outpost still doesn't give him vision on that. House walling behind from Lewis. Pull the vills from the wood line. Saymyname will have the first mangonel out. This is the period of the game where Lewis is most vulnerable. If he holds from this, it should be a super breezy game. But if the TC starts to get pushed, like, he basically doesn't really have army right now, right? 2 TCs for Saymyname. And Lewis buying some food, actually. It's interesting. Still adding the fishing ships. He just won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Still fishing over here. No fish traps yet. I don't think I would fish trap the outside anyways. I would fish trap the back corner. Feels like Saymyname is being intentionally patient here. Because if he shows 1 mangonel, his opponent will know about it and adapt to it. Lewis will lose some vills. Just needs to keep this army out. And Lewis's mangonel gets sniped. As it appeared to take the outpost vill. And Lewis is losing some vills here. Every time I look at Lewis's queue, he's queuing vills. He's adding fish. And then he's investing wood into the fish traps. Oof. Okay, Saymyname can't let that castle go up. Saymyname needs to deny this castle. It should be so difficult, though. Because Lewis can hop in and out of his TC all the time. And the knight... Oh, the knight is deleted. There's still this army over here. But Lewis has his own skirms there. Now Lewis hops out with the mangonel. He gets the snipe. He gets the next snipe as well. And this means the castle will go up. He might even save this mangonel. Yeah, like Lewis's macro first defense approach is super good. Really well played. And back to what I said earlier, you could tell that there's also been lots of games played. Like, there's a tendency for people who are very active on the ladder to just show up in the tournaments with no prep. And it's extremely obvious. I could tell that Lewis has had deep conversations on the strats and played a lot of games. Love to see it. I know Lewis talks a lot to Hart and a lot to Leary. I think those two are the two that have kind of taken him under their wing the most, anyways. I know there's some other players involved. But I just don't know what to suggest to Saymyname right now. Truthfully, I don't know what to suggest. How do you stop this? It won't stop making fishing ships either. And if you take, like, you take him off of this gold, sure. Congratulations, you take him off of gold. He still has gold over here, right? It's not like he doesn't have other options. I think what Lewis could do right now, just stop making vills. Maybe settle down with the fishing ships, too. I mean, obviously, it's going to be very good. But just stop making vills. Man, look at him stack these traps. This is crazy, dude. Apparently, more Arabia players need to play some Black Forest. He might add even more docks here. But yeah, you stop making vills and you click up to Imp to upgrade this army, and everything Saymyname has will die. And I think he heard me say it clearly. Stops his vill production. Sells off some of his wood for some gold. And there he goes. He'll be on the way to Imp. He'll be an Imp in 2 minutes. Saymyname 50 eco behind. And the fish traps are all stacking up now for Lewis. I do think there's a really good map generation for him. I think Saymyname will be frustrated by that. I would be. If my opponent could wall in that easily with Malay, it would be very frustrating to see. But Lewis also took advantage of it. And it can happen from time to time where there's a few more wood lines around one side than others. I think Saymyname didn't necessarily scout the situation either. That's tricky, of course. Easier said than done all the time with that. But forward castle now from Lewis. When he's an imp, he can make trebs. And Lewis's castle should go up. Oh, man. Saymyname doesn't even get the monk. He doesn't even get the monk there. His army over here is gone. He's pulling everything over. Yeah, Saymyname was also... He was a little unlucky with certain aspects, you could say. But what happens is, when a player loses, you look to things who went wrong. And I think a lot of the time, that's because the other player has had everything go right and because they played it perfect. And Lewis has had a near-perfect cross game. It's just been super good. And Saymyname was about to build the castle, realized, oh crap, my opponent's in him. I can't build it there, it'll get trapped. So now he'll build this castle, but like, doesn't exactly make your situation that much better, does it? Still not a single farm for Lewis. This game reminds me of, there was a game from Sato, I think, against Sebastian. So it was Alfred the Alpaca against Jan Žižka in Hidden Cup 5. And it was just melee, play towards one corner, crazy fish traps, and then out boom. I think it was also against Huns, but I kind of forget now. I definitely know it was melee for Jan Žižka. Outposting now for Lewis around the map. He's even snagging the relics right now. Another game where it's just his boom, getting the relics is so smooth. It's very interesting, right? Because there's 2 straight games where he hasn't been very active with army, but he's just basically like, come at me. And it's the defense first mindset. If you defend from the initial attack from the opponent, you just outboom them and then kill them in the late game. Very frustrating to play against. Saymyname makes it to Imp. He's getting Marauders. Let's go. I mean, he must feel so dejected right now. Also, look at the fish traps from Saymyname. They're not bad. But this is a player who's been playing since 2005. And this is a player who's been playing the last couple years. 22-year-old, 35-year-old. 22-year-old, 35-year-old. Oh, man. And Say My Name is probably going to look at those fish traps and be so annoyed as well. 200 pop for Lewis. And some of that's even skewed because the Karambits only take up half population space. I think he's going to click Elite Battle Elephant here. I mean, Lewis has been everywhere. He knows Say My Name is completely dead. But poor Say My Name, he probably just can't believe it. This will be fun, guys. Like, we have, in another group, we have Miguel, who's also been around for a super long time in mid-30s. He's also going to be in the same situation as Say My Name. And I said to our base the other day, I said that I think that Miguel will actually step it up. A little bit, at least. I think the same for Say My Name. Say My Name's played really good. So, the stats are going to say this is bad for Say My Name. But I think he'll only get better as the group goes on, because players who aren't as active are only going to get better as the weeks go on, just simply because they're being more active. So there is drama to come, but not in this game. Say My Name's castle. Well, both castles are being trebbed. And the Elite Battle Elephants are about to be out now for Lewis, who's collected 16,000 more resources, by the way. There go the Tarkans. No armor, though. The only upgrade they have is Bloodlines, and they can't even get the Treb. Say My Name, dude. It's over, my friend. It's over. Call it, man. And he calls it. GG. What a game from Lewis. I think the game that will really haunt Say My Name is probably game number 2. Because there, he was really firing on all cylinders. And maybe... Imagine that. That's the second game. If Say My Name wins that, that could be a big confidence boost for him. And then maybe Lewis is feeling differently than coming into game number 3. Because there's way less pressure here. Lewis loses this game and he's just like, oh, I already got 2 wins. I'm good. Could have really affected the mindset. I think, like, Say My Name was a little unlucky in some aspects. Maybe on how the Huns want to play it, for example. Because the Huns don't want an easy wall from Malay. Maybe not finding a deer or something. But, like... Think about Lewis. His scouting was insane. I'm going to go to the 8-minute mark. He already knows at the 8-minute mark that his opponent isn't docked here or here, and obviously not here. And then immediately has a Vil over to the front area to dock this when Feudal Age hits. So it was fantastic. And then, like, this is everything that really gets me excited about Cross. Then... he also is very active to know exactly what Say My Name is going to do at the start of Feudal Age. And then let's compare the difference. Say My Name, he doesn't exactly know what his opponent's base looks like. His opponent probably isn't here, but he's not entirely sure. And, like, obviously he wasn't docking his opponent. So Lewis used the advantages in the melee perfectly. His scouting was top tier. And he wins 3-0, which is huge for him now. And we'll look to the results and see what that means. But I love to see it, dude. Like, the whole point of Titans League is giving new players opportunities, up-and-coming players opportunities, so they don't, like, lose to a top 12 player in the second round and then just get completely dejected, get very little prize pool, and then they feel like crap. You categorize them, right? And so Gold League should be very close. It's like 26 through 52. Or, no, well, 25 through 48. Anyways, Lewis came up through silver, took the opportunity there, makes it to gold, and he's playing like a beast. So, love it. So let's see if Liquipedia updates. Liquipedia hasn't updated yet. But what I have instead is... where is it? Okay. What I have instead is this sheet, which, as I said earlier, will be public soon. It's currently not. But we could look at the odds with the updated results. So it's still super early because we need to see what happens with Ganji Stoneplease and Lix Kazva in the second round. But according to this, if you add up 5th and 6th place, I guess, odds are very good for Say My Name that he will be relegated based on this. But I don't know. I feel like that should change a lot. It's still early, right? Let's look at probabilities if, like, Let's say Ganji wins 2-1 over Stone, please. And let's say Lix wins 2-1 over Kasva. Then I think Saymyname's chances look way better there, right? Because it's mainly based on... Well, it's not really. I guess right now, it's important for Saymyname that Ganji and Lix sweep there, or that somebody sweeps. But higher percentage chances he falls into 4th or 3rd place. It's still very early. But yeah, so this is cool, man. You can look through this and like, for those that haven't watched TTL before, I don't know how many new people there actually are, but like, this is cool to use. And I know players even use this as well. So later on, we'll have a prediction contest to predict all the results for Platinum, as Platinum starts on Friday. We'll have fantasy teams. All that stuff's coming soon.